Hey there, fellow hunters. With the upcoming patch, the Quickplay mode in Hunt Showdown is being renamed to the Soul Survivor mode. So, in this episode I thought we'd tackle the question, how can we increase our chances of winning in Quickplay? Now, the ultimate goal you can achieve in this mode is become the only survivor and extract with all the glorious loot. And to achieve that, there's one particular skill that's incredibly advantageous. Speed. Now, you might be wondering, why is speed so crucial? Well, let's explore that together. But before we jump right in, here are a few important facts to keep in mind. 1 bounty second corresponds to 2 real seconds. So, a Quickplay round lasts 900 seconds, or in other words, 50 minutes. However, we all know that's rarely the case. I did a little bit of sampling and I've discovered that, in most instances, the Soul Survivor is activated somewhere between the 280th and 320th bounty second. So, it's essential to strive to become the Soul Survivor within 3 minutes. Alright, I think we are ready. In this scenario, I've just collected the first rift. As you can see, the area is shrinking towards my direction. This is definitely a favorable starting position, and my best course of action is to quickly make my way to Lawson Station, since there are 2 rifts to be obtained there. By being really fast, you can sometimes be outside the second compound while other players are just arriving. I usually just rush the rifts and try to get my favorable loadout along the way. And there it is, the unexpected. After collecting rift number 3, there's a sudden change in direction. My only options now are Sweetbell and Arden. I usually select the target compound based on my knowledge of that area and the distance, of course. In this case, I'm heading towards Sweetbell because I've already heard players in the direction of Golden Acres who could slow me down along the way. It is not necessary to engage in every fight. When it comes to being the last survivor, we actually maximize our chances by minimizing the number of fights we engage in. Activating the Wellspring may make you visible to other players, but still offers tremendous advantages. Attacking the Wellspring is much more challenging as it requires good timing and determination to execute a successful push. Furthermore, the other players often camp on the same compound, patiently waiting for their ideal moment to strike. I often utilize traps as blockers, because experienced players rarely fall into them. However, this tactic helps me prevent being overwhelmed by 2 or 3 players at once and reduces the number of entrances I need to guard. Personally, I find that having a shotgun in Quickplay always puts me in a good position. Now let's take a look at a scenario where it's clear that activating the Wellspring is hardly achievable. This is pretty much the worst case scenario. And here I highly recommend taking your time and carefully selecting a suitable loadout and plenty of useful consumables for an attack. In terms of direction, I would aim for the center of the map to have a similar distance to all of the adjacent areas. Now, as you are the attacker and you have to carry out a successful attack, the following thoughts can help. How many hunters have you eliminated along your way? This thought might be helpful when considering how cautious you have to be. There will most likely be traps on site, so be mindful of where you step and remove barrels beforehand. Attempt to intimidate your opponent. Use wallbangs and rotations to force the defender to move. Don't just rush in mindlessly. If you can roughly pinpoint that location, you can create an entry point using consumables and try to overpower the Wellspring. Have you heard shots coming from the compound without anyone dying? Take out the attackers first if possible. Or you can just use Aftermath. Sorry for using this shitty weapon. And now let's have a look on a match that I would describe as average. Here we start in Upper Desal and immediately grab the first rift. At Testimonial Church you would normally find 2 rifts. However, since the compound is already in contact with the reduced area, it is highly unlikely. In this case, I decide to continue towards Fishery and hope that Ash Creek might still be available. If I were to go directly to Ash Creek, I would have to make a long journey all the way to the north afterwards. And the plan works out. Although, on the way to the last rift, I encounter some company. A glance at the timer tells me that I need to hurry. Just in time, I managed to close all 4 rifts. This is a prime example of why you should avoid confrontations along the way. I only encountered 1 player, and it was still a close call until the activation. I hope you enjoyed the show and I would greatly appreciate a comment or like. See you next time. Bye bye.